Imagine waking up to a brand new day. The sun is shining, your favorite coffee is brewing, and everything feels calm and promising. You sit down, ready to take on the world, but before you even finish your first sip, it happens. A text, a comment, or even a memory of a recent encounter flashes through your mind, pulling you down. Maybe it's a harsh remark someone made, a passive-aggressive tone in a conversation, or that draining coworker who always seems to darken the room. In an instant, the peace you carefully cultivated seems to vanish. Have you ever felt like that? Like someone else's negativity has the power to hijack your day, your mood, or even your sense of self-worth. It's a feeling many of us know all too well, a heavy weight that we didn't choose to carry. Now, here's the truth. You can't always control the presence of toxic people in your life. Whether they're co-workers, acquaintances, family members, or even strangers, their negativity can be unavoidable. But here's the good news. You can control how you respond. You can decide whether their words and actions will affect your peace or leave you unshaken. The wisdom of Stoicism provides powerful tools to handle these moments with strength and clarity. By shifting our mindset, practicing emotional resilience, and protecting our energy, we can navigate even the most challenging relationships and situations. It's not about suppressing our feelings or avoiding conflict at all costs. It's about learning to respond thoughtfully, staying rooted in our values, and maintaining our inner calm no matter what comes our way. In this video, we'll explore the Stoic approach to dealing with toxic people and reclaiming your peace. Together, we'll uncover how to strengthen your emotional armor, set healthy boundaries, and cultivate a mindset that turns negativity into an opportunity for growth. By the end, you'll have actionable strategies to face challenges with grace and build a life grounded in resilience and authenticity. Because in the end, it's not about the obstacles we face, it's about how we rise above them that defines us. Number 1. Self-awareness, your first defense. Imagine walking into a crowded room filled with chatter, movement, and the hum of countless conversations. Amidst the noise, you hear a single harsh comment directed your way. It echoes louder than the rest, and suddenly, it's all you can think about. Why is it that negativity has such a lasting impact? Why do we often internalize toxic behavior as a reflection of our own worth? This is where self-awareness becomes your first and most important line of defense. Self-awareness is like a mirror, not just reflecting who you are, but also revealing how external influences, both positive and negative, affect your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Without it, we risk becoming reactive to every slight, letting toxic individuals dictate our mood and peace of mind. To understand the power of self-awareness, think of your mind as a house. The front door represents your boundaries. Without awareness, the door is wide open, allowing anyone, whether they bring positivity or negativity, to walk in and leave their mark. With awareness, however, you gain control. You can discern who enters, who stays, and who doesn't belong. Let's break this down further. Recognizing your emotional triggers. We all have triggers, those emotional sore spots that toxic individuals seem to find and press. Maybe it's a criticism that echoes an old insecurity or passive-aggressive comments that make you question your worth. The first step to self-awareness is identifying these triggers. Ask yourself, what situations make me feel angry, defensive, or drained? Why does this person's behavior affect me so deeply? By answering these questions, you shift from reacting on autopilot to responding with intention. It's like being a skilled archer, knowing your target and aiming carefully instead of firing blindly. Owning your reactions. Self-awareness isn't just about recognizing how others affect you, it's about taking ownership of how you respond. Often we fall into the trap of blaming toxic people for our reactions, thinking, they made me feel this way. But the truth is, they only create the spark. It's our inner dialogue and perspective that fuel the fire. The next time someone's negativity tests you, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I reacting based on my emotions or my values? What kind of person do I want to be in this moment? This pause creates a powerful moment of choice. Instead of letting someone else's toxicity pull you into chaos, you reclaim your agency and act in alignment with your inner peace. Building inner resilience. Think of self-awareness as the foundation for building emotional resilience. The more aware you are of your emotions and boundaries, the harder it becomes for others to destabilize you. Toxic people often thrive on drama. They want a reaction. When you respond from a place of calm and self-knowledge, you not only protect your peace, but also take the power away from them. This doesn't mean you'll never feel hurt or frustrated. It's human to feel. But self-awareness helps you process those emotions constructively rather than allowing them to spiral out of control. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane, calm, centered, and unaffected by the chaos swirling around you. Practical steps to cultivate self-awareness. Building self-awareness takes time and practice, but the results are life-changing. Here are a few actionable steps to get started. Daily reflection. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day reflecting on your interactions. Ask yourself, how did I feel today? What triggered those feelings? How did I respond? Journaling. Write down your thoughts and emotions when dealing with toxic situations. Over time, patterns will emerge, giving you clarity on what affects you most. Mindfulness. Practice being present in the moment. Notice your thoughts without judgment and observe how your body reacts to stress or negativity. Feedback. Talk to trusted friends or mentors. Sometimes others can help you see blind spots in your behavior or reactions that you might miss. The power of self-awareness in action. Consider this. A toxic coworker makes a cutting remark during a meeting. Without self-awareness, you might lash out, stew over it all day, or let it ruin your mood. But with self-awareness, you recognize that their comment says more about them than it does about you. You take a deep breath, acknowledge the hurt, and choose to respond calmly or not at all. In this moment, you've not only protected your peace, but also demonstrated strength and emotional maturity. You've shown that your sense of self isn't determined by someone else's negativity. Number 2, forgiveness and memory, your tools for moving forward. Think of forgiveness and memory as two wings of the same bird, each essential for soaring above the pain caused by toxic people and negative experiences. Without one, we remain grounded, weighed down by resentment and trapped in cycles of hurt. But together, these tools can help us move forward, not just surviving, but thriving. Let's explore how these powerful tools can transform the way you handle negativity in your life. The misunderstanding of forgiveness. When you hear the word forgiveness, what comes to mind? Many people think it means excusing someone's harmful behavior or pretending that the hurt never happened. But true forgiveness is none of that. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional chains that tie you to the pain. Picture yourself carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a grudge, a hurtful memory, or unresolved anger. The longer you carry it, the heavier it feels, draining your energy and pulling you down. Forgiveness is the act of setting that backpack down, not for the sake of those who hurt you, but for your own peace. This doesn't mean you forget what happened or allow harmful behavior to continue. It means you acknowledge the hurt, process it, and decide that it no longer has power over you. In forgiving, you reclaim your emotional freedom. The role of memory in forgiveness. While forgiveness helps you let go, memory ensures you learn and grow from the experience. Memory is not about clinging to the past, but about using it as a guide for the future. Think of memory as your internal compass. By reflecting on past interactions, you can identify patterns of toxic behavior and make informed decisions about who you let into your life and how you interact with them. Memory protects you from repeating the same mistakes, allowing you to navigate relationships with greater clarity and wisdom. Forgiveness and memory together strike a delicate balance. Forgiveness lets you release the emotional burden, while memory keeps you grounded, reminding you of the lessons you've learned. The power of forgiveness in action. Imagine a coworker who constantly undermines you, taking credit for your ideas and making snide remarks. Without forgiveness, every interaction with them feels like reopening a wound. The resentment builds, affecting not just your work, but your peace of mind. Now, consider a different approach. Step 1. Acknowledge the hurt. Instead of suppressing your feelings, name them. I feel disrespected and frustrated by their behavior. Step 2. Forgive, not for their sake, but for your own. Tell yourself, I won't let their actions dictate how I feel or act. Step 3. Use memory to set boundaries. Learn from their behavior and decide how much access they have to your thoughts, time, and energy. Forgiveness doesn't mean you trust them again or give them another chance to hurt you. It means you free yourself from the emotional weight, while memory ensures you don't forget the lesson. Forgiveness and memory in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood this balance deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and reflect on your own failings. This will make you more forgiving." Stoicism teaches that forgiveness begins with empathy. Everyone is fighting battles you can't see, and their toxic behavior often stems from their own struggles, insecurities, or pain. This doesn't excuse their actions, but helps you detach emotionally. At the same time, the Stoics valued the wisdom of memory. They believed that while you shouldn't hold on to resentment, you must remain vigilant, learning from every experience to avoid unnecessary harm. It's a balance of compassion and caution, a practice that empowers you to move forward without becoming vulnerable to the same patterns. She forgave her friend, not because the behavior was acceptable, but because Layla realized holding on to resentment was only hurting herself. At the same time, she used memory to recognize the pattern of negativity. She set boundaries, limiting the friend's access to her personal life while focusing on building relationships that uplifted her. Through forgiveness, Layla freed herself from the emotional burden. Through memory, she ensured she wouldn't fall into the same cycle again. Forgiveness and memory, a formula for growth. Think of forgiveness as the fuel that propels you forward and memory as the map guiding your journey. Together, they transform pain into wisdom, enabling you to approach life with strength and clarity. Next time you face a toxic situation, ask yourself, what can I forgive to set myself free? What can I remember to protect myself moving forward? By embracing forgiveness and memory, you're not just moving on, you're moving forward, stronger and wiser than before. Practical steps to practice forgiveness and memory. To weave forgiveness and memory into your life, try these actionable steps. Reflect on the source of hurt. Spend time understanding the situation and the emotions it evokes. Write it down if it helps. Identifying the source makes it easier to let go. Separate the person from the behavior. Recognize that toxic actions often come from internal struggles. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but allows you to forgive without condoning. Set boundaries. Use memory to create clear boundaries. If someone's actions repeatedly harm you, it's okay to limit their influence on your life. Practice detachment. Visualize yourself cutting the emotional ties that bind you to the hurt. Remind yourself that you are not defined by someone else's actions. Reframe the narrative. Shift your perspective from "I was hurt" to "I learned something valuable about myself and others." The interplay of forgiveness and memory in your life. Let's consider the story of Layla, who faced years of belittling comments from a close friend. At first, Layla held on to the hurt, replaying the words in her mind and questioning her own worth. But one day, she decided to take a step back. Number 3. Emotional stability, your anchor in turbulent times. Imagine navigating life as if you're sailing through unpredictable seas. Some days the water is calm, the skies are clear, and everything feels manageable. But then, without warning, a storm brews, a heated argument, a passive-aggressive comment, or the overwhelming presence of negativity from a toxic person. In moments like these, emotional stability is your anchor. Emotional stability doesn't mean you never feel the storm. It means you remain steady despite the waves. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about mastering them, knowing when to let yourself feel and when to let go. This skill is not only a cornerstone of Stoicism, but also a vital tool for navigating the challenges of life with grace and resilience. Understanding emotional stability. At its core, emotional stability is the ability to maintain a sense of calm and control in the face of external chaos. It's about responding rather than reacting. Think of it as the difference between being a candle and a bonfire. A candle flickers when exposed to the slightest gust of wind, but a bonfire remains steadfast, its flames unshaken by the surrounding breeze. Emotional stability allows you to stay grounded even when someone's negativity threatens to pull you into their storm. Instead of letting their actions dictate your peace, you take a step back, assess the situation, and decide how you want to respond. This isn't about being indifferent, it's about prioritizing your well-being over the temporary satisfaction of reacting impulsively. Why emotional stability matters. It protects your peace. Toxic people thrive on drama. Their power often comes from the reactions they provoke. When you maintain your emotional stability, you deny them that power. Instead of escalating the conflict, you create a space of calm that's impossible for them to penetrate. It enhances your relationships. Emotional stability helps you approach conflicts with clarity and empathy. It allows you to communicate your boundaries effectively and handle disagreements without being consumed by anger or frustration. This not only strengthens your existing relationships, but also sets the tone for healthier connections moving forward. It builds inner strength. Each time you practice emotional stability, you reinforce your resilience. Over time, you become less affected by external negativity, creating an unshakable foundation of self-confidence and strength. How Stoicism guides emotional stability. The Stoics were masters of emotional regulation. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This teaching reminds us that while we can't control what others say or do, we can control how we interpret and respond to their actions. Emotional stability, in the Stoic sense, is about shifting your focus inward, finding strength in what you can control rather than being consumed by what you cannot. Epictetus echoed this sentiment. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By choosing a calm and measured response, you reclaim your agency, ensuring that external chaos doesn't dictate your internal peace. Practical steps to cultivate emotional stability. Achieving emotional stability is a journey, but there are actionable steps you can take to strengthen this skill. Pause before reacting. When someone's words or actions trigger you, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a deep breath, count to 10, or step away if needed. This pause gives you time to process your emotions and choose a thoughtful response. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present and observe your thoughts without judgment. By focusing on the here and now, you can detach from the emotional weight of past grievances or future anxieties. Reframe your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, view them as opportunities for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can this strengthen me? This mindset shift helps you approach adversity with resilience and optimism. Establish emotional boundaries. Protect your peace by setting clear boundaries with toxic individuals. This might mean limiting your interactions, calmly addressing their behavior, or choosing not to engage with their negativity at all. Develop emotional rituals. Incorporate daily habits that promote emotional balance, such as journaling, meditation, or engaging in activities that bring you joy. These rituals act as anchors, keeping you steady even during turbulent times. Emotional stability in action. Let's consider the story of Aisha, a young professional navigating a challenging workplace environment. Her colleague, Sarah, constantly made sarcastic remarks and criticized her work in front of others. Initially, Aisha felt frustrated and humiliated, reacting defensively and letting Sarah's behavior affect her performance. But one day, Aisha decided to approach the situation differently. Instead of reacting impulsively, she paused. She reminded herself that Sarah's behavior likely stemmed from her own insecurities, not from any fault of Aisha's. With this perspective, Aisha calmly addressed Sarah, setting boundaries and expressing her expectations for a more respectful working relationship. Through emotional stability, Aisha not only regained her confidence, but also set an example for others in her workplace. She turned a potentially destructive dynamic into an opportunity for growth and leadership. Building emotional stability as a lifelong skill. Emotional stability isn't about being unaffected by life's challenges. It's about learning how to navigate them with clarity and calm. It's about embracing your emotions, processing them constructively, and responding in a way that aligns with your values. As you cultivate this skill, remember, emotional stability doesn't make you emotionless. It makes you intentional. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about choosing how to express them. It's a practice, not a destination. Each challenge you face strengthens your ability to remain grounded. Reflection. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. How do you typically respond when faced with negativity or toxic behavior? Are there moments when your emotions have taken control, leading to reactions you later regretted? How can you start incorporating emotional stability into your daily life? By prioritizing emotional stability, you create a life where your peace is unshakable, your relationships are healthier, and your inner strength becomes a source of inspiration for others. Number 4. Setting boundaries. Protecting your peace with purpose. Imagine your energy and peace of mind as a beautifully cultivated garden. It's vibrant, full of life, and brings you joy. But what happens when people tread carelessly through it, trampling on the flowers and leaving chaos in their wake? Without clear boundaries, this garden, your inner world, becomes vulnerable to external harm. Setting boundaries is about more than just saying no. It's about drawing clear lines that protect your mental, emotional, and even physical space. It's not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-respect. In fact, boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but gates to decide who, how, and when others can access your energy. When dealing with toxic individuals, these boundaries become your shield, one that allows you to engage with others on your terms while preserving your peace. Why setting boundaries is essential. Protect your energy. Boundaries act as filters, ensuring that your limited time and energy are invested wisely. Without them, you risk being drained by unnecessary conflicts and interactions that add no value to your life. Define healthy relationships. Boundaries clarify what you will and won't accept in relationships. They create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, fostering healthier and more meaningful connections. Empower yourself. Establishing boundaries isn't just about keeping negativity at bay. It's about reclaiming control over your life. It's about prioritizing your needs and values without guilt or apology. The challenges of setting boundaries. Let's be honest, setting boundaries isn't always easy. You might worry about being perceived as rude, selfish, or unkind. Toxic individuals in particular often resist boundaries because they thrive on overstepping them. They might guilt-trip you, dismiss your concerns, or accuse you of being overly sensitive. What situations or behaviors make me feel uncomfortable, drained, or disrespected? What do I need to feel safe, respected, and valued? Start small. If setting boundaries feels intimidating, begin with smaller, low-stakes situations. For example, practice saying no to additional responsibilities when your plate is already full. Be clear and direct. When communicating your boundaries, be assertive but respectful. Avoid vague statements like, "I'd prefer if you didn't do that." Instead, be specific. "I feel uncomfortable when you criticize me in front of others. Please address your concerns privately." Anticipate pushback. Toxic individuals may resist your boundaries, testing your resolve. Stand firm. Repeat your boundary calmly and consistently. Over time, they'll learn that you mean what you say. Reinforce with actions. Boundaries are meaningless without follow-through. If someone repeatedly crosses a boundary, enforce a consequence. For example, "If you continue to yell during our conversations, I'll have to leave the room." Practice. Self-care. Setting boundaries can be emotionally taxing, especially with difficult people. Afterward, take time to decompress and recharge through activities that bring you peace and joy. Boundaries in action, a story of resilience. Consider the story of Omar, a kind-hearted individual who always went out of his way to help others, even at his own expense. His co-worker, Ahmed, frequently dumped last-minute tasks on him, assuming Omar would handle them without complaint. Over time, Omar grew resentful, overwhelmed, and burned out. One day, Omar decided to set a boundary. The next time Ahmed tried to offload his work, Omar responded calmly but firmly. "I understand you're busy, but I have my own deadlines to meet. I won't be able to take this on." At first, Ahmed pushed back, claiming Omar was being unhelpful, but Omar stood his ground. He repeated his boundary without anger, simply stating his limits. Eventually, Ahmed stopped taking advantage of him. By setting this boundary, Omar not only protected his time and energy, but also gained a newfound sense of empowerment. He realized that saying no didn't make him unkind, it made him strong. How Stoicism strengthens boundary setting. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Boundaries align perfectly with this principle. While you can't change how others behave, you can decide how much access they have to your life. Epictetus said, "Curb your desire. Don't set your heart on so many things, and you will get what you need." This applies to boundaries too. Don't seek validation or approval for your limits. Set them because they align with your values and protect your well-being. Boundary setting as an ongoing practice. Boundaries are not one-time declarations, they're ongoing practices. They require regular maintenance and adjustment as your needs and relationships evolve. Here are some tips to keep your boundaries strong. Re-evaluate regularly. Check in with yourself periodically. Are your boundaries being respected? Do you need to adjust them? Celebrate your progress. Setting boundaries is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Acknowledge and celebrate each time you enforce a boundary. It's a step toward greater self-respect. Seek support. If setting boundaries feels overwhelming, talk to a trusted friend, mentor, or therapist. Sometimes an outside perspective can provide clarity and encouragement. Reflection. Take a moment to reflect. Are there areas in your life where boundaries are lacking? How has the absence of boundaries affected your peace and relationships? What's one boundary you can set today to prioritize your well-being? Remember, setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about inviting them to engage with you in healthier, more respectful ways. It's a gift not only to yourself, but also to those around you. Number 5, energy intelligence, mastering the flow of your emotional resources. Energy intelligence isn't just about avoiding toxic people. It's about understanding where, how, and why you invest your energy. It's the recognition that your energy is finite and precious, something to be guarded and directed purposefully. In a world full of energy-draining situations, energy intelligence is the compass that guides you toward emotional resilience and inner peace. What is energy intelligence? At its core, energy intelligence is the art of emotional and mental resource management. It's about being mindful of where your energy goes. Are you spending time on uplifting relationships or toxic interactions? What depletes you? Are you drained by overthinking, people-pleasing, or constant conflict? What restores you? Do you prioritize activities and people that recharge your emotional batteries? Energy intelligence allows you to become an intentional gatekeeper of your emotional resources. By learning to direct your energy effectively, you can protect your peace and maintain balance, even in challenging situations. Why energy intelligence matters: preserves emotional balance. When you're aware of how your energy is being spent, you can prevent burnout and emotional exhaustion. It ensures you have enough reserves to face life's inevitable challenges. Strengthens relationships. By investing your energy wisely, you can nurture relationships that uplift you while setting boundaries with those that drain you. Increases productivity. Wasted energy on unnecessary conflicts or toxic people reduces your capacity for meaningful work and personal growth. Energy intelligence helps you stay focused and effective. Fosters inner peace. When you manage your energy with intention, you stop giving away your power to external negativity. This creates a sense of calm and control over your emotional world. Signs. You're losing energy. Unintentionally, energy leaks often happen without us realizing it. Here are some common signs. Overthinking past interactions. You replay conversations, wondering what you could have said or done differently. Constantly people-pleasing. You say yes to avoid conflict, even when it's at the expense of your own needs. Feeling obligated to engage. You feel the need to respond to every comment, argument, or provocation. Carrying others' burdens. You take on emotional weight that isn't yours to bear, leaving little room for your own needs. How Stoicism shapes energy intelligence. The Stoics understood the importance of guarding one's inner resources. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind. not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Epictetus also offers timeless wisdom. If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Don't wish to seem knowledgeable. This reinforces the idea that not everything demands your engagement. Sometimes the wisest choice is to conserve your energy for what truly matters. Practical steps to cultivate energy. Intelligence. Identify your energy drainers. Make a list of people, activities, and habits that leave you feeling depleted. Recognizing these drains is the first step toward managing them effectively. Set clear boundaries. Protect your energy by learning to say no when necessary. For example, decline social invitations that feel more like obligations than joy. Limit time spent with toxic individuals who consistently drain your peace. Practice emotional detachment. Imagine negativity as arrows being fired at you. With a shield of detachment, these arrows can't pierce you. Remind yourself, their behavior is a reflection of them, not me. Focus on restorative activities. Recharge your emotional batteries by engaging in activities that bring you joy and peace, such as exercise, reading, prayer, or spending time with loved ones. Choose your battles wisely. Not every conflict or provocation deserves your response. Ask yourself, is this worth my time and energy? Will engaging in this bring value to my life? Adopt a minimalist approach to engagement. Like decluttering your home, declutter your interactions. Limit your focus to what aligns with your values and priorities, letting go of the rest. Energy intelligence in action. Consider the story of Fatima, a dedicated mother and professional who found herself emotionally exhausted at the end of each day. Between managing workplace drama and dealing with a toxic relative, she felt like she had nothing left for herself or her family. One evening, Fatima decided to make a change. She listed her energy drainers and realized she was overcommitting to people and situations that didn't serve her. She started setting boundaries at work, limiting her involvement in gossip and unnecessary conflicts. She also reduced interactions with her toxic relative, replacing those moments with quality time spent with her children. Fatima began practicing mindfulness, taking 5 minutes each day to center herself and reflect on where her energy was going. Over time, she felt lighter, more present, and more in control of her emotional resources. Reflection. Where does your energy go? Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Who or what drains your energy unnecessarily? Are there situations you engage in out of habit rather than intention? What activities or relationships bring you peace and restoration? By answering these questions, you can start redirecting your energy toward what truly matters, leaving behind the emotional clutter that holds you back. Energy intelligence as a lifelong practice. Cultivating energy intelligence is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing practice of self-awareness and intentionality. Here's how to make it a lasting part of your life. Reflect regularly. At the end of each day, review where your energy went and how it affected you. Adjust as needed. Number 6. Focus on goals, staying true to your path. Amidst distractions, imagine standing at the foot of a mountain you're determined to climb. The summit represents your goal, whether it's advancing your career, mastering a new skill, building stronger relationships, or achieving personal growth. But as you begin your journey, distractions appear. Voices of doubt, unexpected obstacles, and the weight of toxic negativity pulling you back. Staying focused on your goals in the face of such challenges requires a steadfast mind and a clear sense of purpose. It's about keeping your eyes on the summit, even when the path gets rocky. Focus is the bridge that connects your vision to reality, and mastering it is essential to achieving what truly matters to you. Why goals matter in a world full of distractions. They anchor you. Goals act as a compass, giving you direction and purpose. When life throws negativity your way, goals remind you of what truly matters, helping you stay grounded. They empower you. Focusing on your goals shifts your energy from reacting to external distractions to creating meaningful progress. It's a form of self-empowerment that builds confidence and resilience. They clarify priorities. With a clear goal in mind, it becomes easier to identify what deserves your attention and what doesn't. This clarity helps you navigate distractions with ease. They inspire growth. Pursuing goals pushes you to grow, overcome challenges, and become the best version of yourself. The journey itself becomes a source of fulfillment. Common challenges to staying focused. The path to achieving your goals isn't always smooth. Here are some common obstacles you might face. Toxic people. Their negativity can sow doubt, distract you, or drain your energy. Fear of failure. Doubts about your abilities can paralyze your progress. Procrastination. Delaying action can turn small tasks into overwhelming hurdles. Comparisons. Watching others' success can make you question your own journey. Overcommitment. Saying yes to everything leaves little room for meaningful progress. Recognizing these challenges is the first step to overcoming them. How Stoicism supports goal focus. The Stoics were firm believers in the power of focus and purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward are wasting their time, even when hard at work." For the Stoics, purpose was everything. It gave life meaning and helped them navigate distractions with clarity and strength. Epictetus echoed this wisdom. "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This teaching reminds us to focus on what we can control, our actions, decisions, and mindset, while letting go of what we cannot. Practical strategies to stay focused on your goals. Visualize your success. Spend time imagining what achieving your goal will feel like. This visualization strengthens your motivation and creates a mental map of your desired outcome. Prioritize your time and energy. Ask yourself, does this activity or interaction align with my goals? If not, consider whether it's worth your time. Focus your energy on actions that bring you closer to your vision. Minimize distractions. Identify what pulls you away from your goals, whether it's toxic people, excessive screen time, or overcommitting to others, and take steps to limit those distractions. Create a routine. Consistency builds momentum. Develop daily habits that support your goals, such as dedicating a specific time each day to work on them. Seek inspiration, not comparison. Use others' successes as motivation rather than a reason to doubt yourself. Remember, everyone's journey is different, and your path is uniquely yours. Reflect and adjust. Regularly assess your progress. Are you moving closer to your goal? If not, what changes can you make? Reflection ensures you stay on track while adapting to new challenges. Focus in action. A story of determination. Consider the story of Zain, a young entrepreneur who dreamed of launching his own business. From the beginning, he faced countless challenges, financial struggles, skepticism from family, and his own fear of failure. His friends often suggested safer paths, telling him his dream was unrealistic. But Zain refused to be derailed. Instead of wasting energy defending his vision to doubters, he focused on refining his skills, learning from mentors, and taking small but consistent steps toward his goal. He surrounded himself with supportive individuals who shared his values, and he developed a daily routine that prioritized his business goals. Over time, Zain's perseverance paid off. his business grew, and he achieved what many thought was impossible. Reflecting on his journey, Zane realized that staying focused on his goal, despite the distractions, was the key to his success. The role of toxic people in distracting you. Toxic individuals often try to pull your focus away from your goals, whether intentionally or unintentionally. They may dismiss your ambitions as unrealistic, distract you with their own drama or negativity, undermine your confidence with subtle or not so subtle criticisms. To handle this, use these strategies, limit their influence, spend less time engaging with those who drain your focus. Protect your confidence. Remind yourself why your goal matters and how far you've already come. Redirect the conversation. If a toxic person tries to undermine your goal, steer the discussion toward more neutral or positive topics. Reflection. Staying true to your path. Take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What goal are you currently working toward? What distractions are pulling you off course? How can you redirect your energy to align with your purpose? Remember, your goals are a reflection of your values, dreams, and potential. They deserve your focus and effort, regardless of external noise. Building focus as a lifelong skill. Focus is not just a means to achieve your goals, it's a way of life. By learning to direct your attention and energy intentionally, you create a life aligned with your purpose and values. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and appreciate every step you take toward your goal. Learn from setbacks. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures, view them as opportunities for growth. Stay adaptable. Life changes, and so may your goals. Be willing to adjust while staying true to your core values. Number 7. Seeking support. Strength in connection. Imagine being stuck in quicksand. The harder you struggle to free yourself, the deeper you sink. This is often how it feels when dealing with toxic individuals or navigating challenging situations alone. You're caught in a cycle of frustration, unable to gain footing or perspective. Now imagine someone extends a steady hand to help you out of the quicksand. That hand represents the power of seeking support, a lifeline that not only helps you regain stability, but also offers clarity and strength to move forward. Seeking support doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. It's a reminder that you're not meant to carry every burden alone. True strength lies in knowing when to reach out and allow others to help you grow. Why seeking support matters. It offers perspective. Sometimes when you're caught in the storm of toxic interactions, your vision becomes clouded. A supportive friend, mentor, or community can offer clarity, helping you see solutions and possibilities you might have missed. It lightens the emotional load. Sharing your struggles with someone you trust doesn't just ease the weight. It also validates your feelings, reminding you that you're not alone. It fosters resilience. Supportive relationships act as a buffer against life's challenges. Knowing you have people in your corner strengthens your ability to navigate difficulties with confidence. It encourages growth. Feedback and guidance from others can provide insights that help you grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The Stoic perspective on seeking support. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it doesn't discourage connection or support. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth." To act against one another is contrary to nature. This teaches us that seeking support is not a sign of weakness, but a natural and necessary part of life. The Stoics understood the importance of leaning on others for wisdom, perspective, and encouragement. Epictetus also emphasized the value of learning from others, saying, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid about some things." This humility being willing to ask for help or guidance opens the door to personal growth. How to seek support. Effectively identify trusted individuals. Look for people who align with your values and who have proven themselves trustworthy. This could include friends, family members, mentors, or members of your community. Be vulnerable. Seeking support requires openness. Share your struggles honestly, without fear of judgment. Vulnerability builds trust and deepens connections. Ask for specific help. Instead of saying, "I don't know what to do," try, "I need help understanding how to handle this specific situation." Clear communication makes it easier for others to provide meaningful support. Join supportive communities. Sometimes the best support comes from people who share similar experiences. Consider joining a group, whether in person or online, where you can connect with others who understand your challenges. Reciprocate. Support is a two-way street. Be there for others when they need help, fostering relationships built on mutual care and understanding. One day, Sarah confided in a colleague, Maya, who had been with the company longer. Maya listened attentively and offered practical advice. Document instances of toxic behavior. Set boundaries in a professional but firm manner. Seek mentorship from leaders in other departments for growth opportunities. Sarah followed Maya's guidance, and not only did her confidence improve, but she also realized she wasn't alone in facing these challenges. Eventually, Sarah applied for and secured a position in a different department where she thrived. Seeking support didn't just help Sarah navigate her situation, it gave her the strength and perspective to make transformative changes. The power of community support doesn't always have to come from one-on-one interactions. Communities, whether they're spiritual, professional, or social, offer a sense of belonging and collective strength. Imagine being part of a group that gathers weekly to share wisdom and experiences, much like the Stoics might have done in ancient times. The discussions provide perspective, the camaraderie lifts your spirits, and the shared experiences remind you that you're not alone in your struggles. Such communities are invaluable for building resilience and finding encouragement. They offer a safe space to share your thoughts and gain new insights, making them an essential part of your support system. Reflection. Are you seeking support when needed? Take a moment to reflect on your life. Are there challenges you're trying to face alone? Who in your life could offer guidance, perspective, or encouragement? What's stopping you from reaching out for help? Sometimes the hardest part of seeking support is overcoming the belief that you need to handle everything yourself. But the truth is, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength and self-awareness. Practical steps to build a support system. List your support network. Write down people you can turn to for advice, encouragement, or simply a listening ear. Schedule regular check-ins. Maintain strong connections by checking in with your support network regularly, even when you don't need help. Cultivate new relationships. Attend events, join groups, or participate in activities where you can meet like-minded individuals who share your values and goals. Utilize professional support. Don't hesitate to seek help from therapists, coaches, or counselors when needed. Professional support can provide tools and perspectives that friends or family may not. Seeking support as a lifelong practice. Seeking support is not a one-time act. It's an ongoing practice of building and nurturing meaningful relationships. By leaning on others when needed and offering support in return, you create a network of resilience that empowers you to face life's challenges with strength and grace. Remember, asking for help doesn't diminish your independence. It enhances it by giving you the tools and perspective to grow. Number 8. Control of negative self-talk. Reclaiming your inner dialogue. Imagine standing in front of a mirror and seeing not just your reflection, but hearing a running commentary, a voice highlighting every perceived flaw, every mistake, every insecurity. This voice, often subtle but persistent, represents your self-talk, the constant dialogue running through your mind. When dealing with toxic people or challenging situations, this internal voice can become your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Negative self-talk often amplifies the hurt caused by external negativity, turning fleeting moments of discomfort into deeply rooted doubts. Controlling this internal narrative is crucial for protecting your mental well-being and reclaiming your confidence. Understanding negative self-talk. Negative self-talk manifests in different ways. Personalization, blaming yourself for things outside your control. It's my fault they're upset. Catastrophizing, expecting the worst outcome in every situation. I messed up, and now everything is ruined. Black and white, thinking, viewing things in extremes. If I'm not perfect, I'm a complete failure. Mind reading, assuming others are judging or thinking negatively about you. They must think, I'm useless. Left unchecked, these thought patterns can become mental weeds, suffocating your ability to think clearly and positively about yourself. The impact of negative self-talk. Negative self-talk doesn't just harm your self-esteem, it affects every aspect of your life. It lowers your confidence, making it harder to assert boundaries or pursue goals. It reinforces external negativity, making you internalize others' toxic behavior as personal shortcomings. It drains your energy, leaving you emotionally exhausted and less resilient. It stunts your growth as you become too focused on perceived failures to recognize opportunities for improvement. Understanding its impact is the first step toward changing the narrative. How Stoicism helps control. Self-talk. The Stoics understood the importance of mastering one's thoughts. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle teaches that while we can't control how others behave, we can control how we interpret their actions and how we speak to ourselves. Negative self-talk is not an external force. It's a habit, one that can be unlearned through mindfulness and intentional practice. Epictetus also offered wisdom, saying, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Reactions begin in the mind, and by reshaping our internal dialogue, we can respond to challenges with clarity and strength. Steps to control negative self-talk. Recognize the patterns. Pay attention to when and how negative self-talk arises. Journaling can help you track patterns and identify triggers. For example, I tend to be hardest on myself after interactions with a critical coworker. I notice negative thoughts when I compare myself to others on social media. Challenge your inner critic. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, question the validity of those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought based on fact or assumption? Would I say this to a friend in the same situation? Replacing negative assumptions with objective truths helps neutralize their power. Reframe negative thoughts. Shift your perspective from criticism to growth. For example, instead of, "I failed at this task," say, "This didn't go as planned, but I've learned how to approach it differently next time." Practice. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer to a loved one. Remind yourself, it's okay to make mistakes. They're opportunities to grow. Focus on gratitude. Replace negativity with positivity by reflecting on what you're grateful for. Even small wins can shift your mindset. Today was tough, but I handled it better than I would have last year. Create affirmations. Develop positive affirmations to counter negative thoughts. Examples include, I am capable of overcoming challenges. My worth is not defined by others' opinions. Practical tools for reclaiming your inner dialogue. Journaling for clarity. Dedicate 10 minutes daily to write about your thoughts. Use this space to release negativity and reframe it. For instance, write the negative thought, "I'm not good enough." Challenge it. What evidence supports this? What evidence disproves it? Reframe it. I may not know everything now, but I'm constantly learning and improving. Mindfulness and meditation. Practice observing your thoughts without judgment. This helps you separate yourself from negative self-talk, recognizing it as a fleeting thought rather than an absolute truth. Talk to a trusted friend or mentor. Sometimes, sharing your thoughts aloud helps you see them from a different perspective. A trusted person can offer reassurance and help you reframe your inner dialogue. Limit exposure to toxic influences. If certain people or environments fuel your negative self-talk, minimize your interactions with them. Surround yourself with those who uplift and support you. Engage in activities that build confidence. Pursue hobbies or tasks that make you feel accomplished and capable. Success in one area can boost your confidence in others. Negative self-talk in action. A story of transformation. Consider Ali, a student who struggled with self-doubt. After receiving a low grade on a test, his inner critic took over. "You're not smart enough. You'll never succeed." Ali carried these thoughts into his next class, where his lack of confidence affected his performance. Ali's story shows how shifting self-talk from criticism to growth can transform not only how you feel, but also how you perform. Reflection. Reclaiming your inner dialogue. Take a moment to reflect. What negative thoughts do you often say to yourself? How do these thoughts affect your mood, confidence, and actions? What's one step you can take today to challenge or reframe these thoughts? Making positive self-talk a habit. Controlling negative self-talk is a skill that takes time and practice. Here's how to make it a lasting habit. Daily affirmations. Start your day with positive affirmations to set the tone for your thoughts. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge even small improvements in how you think and speak to yourself. Be patient. Changing your inner dialogue takes time. Treat yourself with kindness throughout the process. Number 9. Solution-oriented approach. Turning challenges into opportunities. Picture yourself lost in a dense fog. The path ahead is unclear, and every step feels uncertain. This is often what it's like when dealing with toxic people or challenging situations. The confusion and emotional turbulence make it easy to focus on the problem, leaving you stuck in frustration. A solution-oriented approach is like switching on a powerful flashlight in that fog, helping you focus on the way forward instead of the obstacles. It's about shifting your mindset from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What can I do to improve this situation?" This approach doesn't just help you navigate difficulties, it transforms them into opportunities for growth, clarity, and empowerment. What does it mean to be solution-oriented? Being solution-oriented means focusing your energy on finding practical, constructive ways to address challenges. Instead of dwelling on the negativity or blaming others, you take proactive steps to improve the situation or your response to it. This mindset involves clarity, understanding the problem clearly without letting emotions cloud your judgment. Creativity, thinking outside the box to find innovative solutions. Calmness, approaching the issue with composure and rationality, even under pressure. Action, taking decisive steps to resolve the issue rather than being paralyzed by overthinking. Why adopt a solution-oriented approach? It empowers you. By focusing on solutions, You shift from feeling like a victim of circumstances to taking charge of your life. It reduces stress. Dwelling on problems often intensifies stress. Actively working towards solutions helps you feel more in control and less overwhelmed. It builds resilience. The more you practice finding solutions, the more adaptable and resourceful you become in the face of adversity. It strengthens relationships. A solution-oriented mindset encourages collaboration and problem-solving, improving your interactions with others. The Stoic approach to solutions. The Stoics were masters of navigating challenges with a calm, focused mindset. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This teaching reminds us that while we can't always control external problems, we can control how we approach them. A solution-oriented mindset reflects this Stoic principle, focusing on what can be done rather than what's out of your control. Epictetus offered similar wisdom. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. This quote highlights the importance of self-reflection and personal responsibility, key components of finding solutions rather than getting stuck in blame or resentment. Steps to adopt a solution-oriented approach. Identify the root cause. Before jumping to solutions, understand the problem thoroughly. Ask yourself, what exactly is causing the issue? Is it external, another person's behavior, or internal, my reaction or mindset? Clarity about the root cause ensures your solutions address the real problem rather than just its symptoms. Focus on what you can control. Toxic people and challenging situations often involve factors beyond your control. Instead of wasting energy on these, focus on areas where you have influence, your actions, your mindset, your boundaries. Brainstorm possible solutions. Think creatively and consider multiple approaches. Write down potential solutions, no matter how simple or unconventional they seem. For example, if a coworker's negativity affects your mood, solutions could include limiting interactions, addressing the issue professionally, or finding ways to counteract their negativity with positivity. Evaluate the best course of action. Consider the pros and cons of each solution. Ask yourself, which option aligns best with my values? Which solution has the highest chance of success? Take action. Even the best solutions mean nothing without execution. Start with small, manageable steps to implement your plan. Learn and adapt. Not every solution will work perfectly on the first try. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and adjust your approach as needed. Examples of a solution-oriented mindset in action. Navigating a toxic work environment. Problem. Your manager constantly criticizes your work without offering constructive feedback. Solution-oriented approach. Identify the issue. Is it the criticism itself or your reaction to it that's causing stress? Focus on what you can control. Prepare for feedback meetings by documenting your work and asking specific questions for clarity. Take action. Request a professional development conversation to better understand expectations and address concerns. Dealing with a toxic relationship. Problem. A close friend constantly dismisses your feelings or belittles your achievements. Solution-oriented approach. Identify the issue. Is the friendship worth preserving, or is it time to set boundaries? Explore options. Talk to them about how their behavior affects you, limit your interactions, or gradually distance yourself if the behavior doesn't change. Take action. Communicate your boundaries clearly and follow through consistently. Overcoming personal negativity. Problem. You often doubt your abilities, which prevents you from pursuing opportunities. Solution-oriented approach. Identify the issue. Is it a lack of skills, fear of failure, or comparison to others? Take steps to address it. Seek mentorship, build your skills, and practice self-affirmations to boost confidence. Reflection. Are you focusing on problems or solutions? Take a moment to reflect on a current challenge. Are you stuck in overthinking or blame? What aspects of the situation are within your control? What's one small step you can take toward a solution today? Building a solution-oriented mindset as a lifelong skill. Becoming solution-oriented is a habit that grows stronger with practice. Here's how to integrate it into your daily life. Practice gratitude. Focus on what's going well to balance the negativity of problems. Use daily affirmations. Remind yourself, I have the ability to handle challenges and find solutions. Reflect on past successes. Recall times when you successfully resolved issues and draw confidence from those experiences. Surround yourself with problem solvers. Spend time with people who inspire you with their proactive attitudes. Conclusion. Adopting a solution-oriented approach doesn't mean you'll avoid all challenges. It means you'll face them with clarity, creativity, and confidence. By focusing on what you can control and taking actionable steps, you transform obstacles into stepping stones for growth. Let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you in this process. Remember, life is full of problems, but it's how you choose to address them that defines your character and shapes your path forward. Number 10. Avoiding unnecessary arguments. Choosing peace over conflict. Imagine every argument as a spark. When handled thoughtfully, it can fizzle out harmlessly. But if fed with emotion, ego, and impulsiveness, it can ignite into a wildfire, consuming your energy, relationships, and peace of mind. Unnecessary arguments are traps that often stem from misunderstandings, miscommunication, or the provocations of toxic individuals. Engaging in them rarely leads to meaningful resolutions. Instead, they drain your time and mental resources. Mastering the art of avoiding unnecessary arguments isn't about avoiding all conflict. It's about discerning which battles are worth your energy and which are better left alone. Why avoiding unnecessary arguments matters. It protects your energy. Arguments, especially with toxic individuals, are often circular and unproductive. Choosing not to engage saves you from emotional exhaustion. It maintains relationships. Avoiding trivial conflicts preserves harmony in relationships, especially when the issue at hand isn't significant enough to warrant confrontation. It demonstrates emotional maturity. Walking away from unnecessary disputes shows restraint, wisdom, and the ability to prioritize your peace over temporary satisfaction. It creates space for constructive dialogue. When you avoid pointless arguments, you reserve your energy for meaningful conversations that lead to growth and understanding. The Stoic approach to arguments. The Stoics valued emotional control and clarity over impulsive reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you cannot control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone." This teaching reminds us that we don't have to react to every provocation. Silence, patience, and a calm mind are often more powerful than words. Epictetus also advised against engaging in trivial disputes. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. This highlights the importance of taking responsibility for your reactions. By refusing to be provoked, you reclaim your power and protect your peace. How to identify unnecessary arguments. Consider the stakes. Ask yourself, does this argument matter in the long run? If the issue is trivial or doesn't align with your values, it's likely not worth pursuing. Recognize provocations. Toxic individuals often provoke arguments to gain control or attention. Acknowledge their intent without giving them the satisfaction of a reaction. Assess your emotional state. If you're angry or frustrated, wait before responding. Reacting emotionally often escalates the situation unnecessarily. Understand the other person's intentions. When someone says something provocative, take a deep breath and count to 10 before responding. This pause gives you time to assess whether engaging is worth your energy. Choose silence. Over words, silence is a powerful tool. By choosing not to respond, you demonstrate control and deprive the other person of the reaction they're seeking. Redirect the conversation. Shift the focus from conflict to collaboration. For example, instead of arguing over a criticism, ask, "How can we work together to improve this?" Set boundaries. If someone consistently tries to draw you into arguments, calmly communicate your boundaries. For instance, "I value our relationship, but I won't engage in unproductive conflicts. Let's discuss this when we're both calm." Use reflective questions. When emotions are high, asking questions can diffuse tension. For example, "What outcome are we hoping to achieve from this discussion?" This shifts the focus from blame to resolution. Walk away. When necessary, if the argument becomes toxic or unproductive, it's okay to disengage. Politely excuse yourself and revisit the topic later if needed. The power of choosing not to argue. Avoiding arguments doesn't mean you're weak or afraid of conflict. It means you value your peace and perspective. Consider this. When you choose not to engage, you protect your mental clarity and emotional balance. Imagine someone throwing insults at you. Reacting is like catching those insults and holding on to them, letting them weigh you down. Refusing to engage is like letting them pass by, untouched and unbothered. When to engage and when to walk away. Engage when the issue aligns with your values or principles. The discussion could lead to resolution or deeper understanding. The person involved is open to constructive dialogue. Walk away. When the issue is trivial or insignificant in the big picture, the other person is being combative, irrational, or toxic. Engaging would escalate the conflict without adding value. Avoiding arguments in action. A story of restraint. Consider Farah, who often found herself in arguments with a co-worker, Sam. Sam was quick to criticize and seemed to enjoy provoking her during team meetings. Farah initially reacted defensively, trying to prove her points, but these arguments left her feeling drained and distracted. One day, Farah decided to take a different approach. The next time Sam made a provocative comment, she paused, took a deep breath, and simply said, "I see your perspective. Let's focus on the project goals instead." Her calm response caught Sam off guard, diffusing the tension. Over time, Farah noticed that Sam's provocations decreased, and she felt more in control of her energy during meetings. Farah's story shows how avoiding unnecessary arguments can shift dynamics, protect your peace, and improve interactions. Reflection. Are you choosing your battles wisely? Take a moment to reflect on your recent interactions. How often do you find yourself in unnecessary arguments? What triggers these disputes, and how can you respond differently? Are there conflicts you can let go of to focus on what truly matters? Making conflict avoidance a lifelong skill. Develop self-awareness. Regularly assess your triggers and emotional patterns. Practice active listening. Understanding others' perspectives can often diffuse tension before it escalates. Reinforce positive behaviors. Acknowledge and celebrate moments when you chose peace over conflict. Seek support when needed. If certain conflicts are persistent, talk to a mentor or trusted friend for guidance. Conclusion. Choosing to avoid unnecessary arguments is not about avoiding conflict altogether. It's about prioritizing peace, clarity, and meaningful interactions. By discerning which battles are worth fighting and which can be left alone, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of unproductive disputes. Let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you. Not every spark needs to become a fire. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence, patience, and the strength to walk away. Number 11. Detecting false cordiality, recognizing hidden agendas. Not all smiles are genuine, and not every kind word is spoken with good intentions. Sometimes behind a warm greeting or friendly gesture lies manipulation, insincerity, or even harm. This is the nature of false cordiality, a facade of friendliness used to conceal hidden motives. False cordiality can be disarming, especially when you're in a vulnerable state. It creates confusion, making you question whether someone is genuinely supportive or subtly undermining you. Learning to recognize this behavior is essential for protecting your peace and fostering authentic relationships. What is false cordiality? False cordiality occurs when someone pretends to be friendly, kind, or supportive, but has ulterior motives. These motives might include gaining control over a situation, gathering personal information for manipulation, creating a false sense of security to exploit your vulnerabilities, masking jealousy, resentment, or hostility. Unlike overtly toxic behavior, false cordiality is subtle, which makes it more difficult to identify. It relies on mixed signals that leave you second-guessing your instincts. Why detecting false cordiality matters? It protects your trust. Trust is a valuable resource. Recognizing false cordiality helps you safeguard it, ensuring it's only given to those who genuinely deserve it. It prevents manipulation. Identifying insincerity early on allows you to set boundaries and avoid being misled or exploited. It strengthens genuine connections. By weeding out insincere relationships, you create space for authentic ones to flourish. It preserves emotional energy. Dealing with hidden agendas can be draining. Detecting false cordiality helps you conserve energy for people and interactions that truly matter. The signs of false cordiality: inconsistent behavior. Someone's actions don't align with their words. For example, they compliment you in private but criticize you in public. Their friendliness fluctuates based on who is watching or what they stand to gain. Body language doesn't match their words. Number 11. Detecting false cordiality, recognizing hidden agendas. Not all smiles are genuine, and not every kind word is spoken with good intentions. Sometimes behind a warm greeting or friendly gesture lies manipulation, insincerity, or even harm. This is the nature of false cordiality, a facade of friendliness used to conceal hidden motives. False cordiality can be disarming, especially when you're in a vulnerable state. It creates confusion, making you question whether someone is genuinely supportive or subtly undermining you. Learning to recognize this behavior is essential for protecting your peace and fostering authentic relationships. What is false cordiality? False cordiality occurs when someone pretends to be friendly, kind, or supportive, but has ulterior motives. These motives might include gaining control over a situation, gathering personal information for manipulation, creating a false sense of security to exploit your vulnerabilities, masking jealousy, resentment, or hostility. Unlike overtly toxic behavior, false cordiality is subtle, which makes it more difficult to identify. It relies on mixed signals that leave you second-guessing your instincts. Why detecting false cordiality matters? It protects your trust. Trust is a valuable resource. Recognizing false cordiality helps you safeguard it, ensuring it's only given to those who genuinely deserve it. It prevents manipulation. Identifying insincerity early on allows you to set boundaries and avoid being misled or exploited. It strengthens genuine connections. By weeding out insincere relationships, you create space for authentic ones to flourish. It preserves emotional energy. Dealing with hidden agendas can be draining. Detecting false cordiality helps you conserve energy for people and interactions that truly matter. The signs of false cordiality. Inconsistent behavior. Someone's actions don't align with their words. For example, they compliment you in private, but criticize you in public. Their friendliness fluctuates based on who is watching or what they stand to gain. Body language doesn't match their words. A smile that doesn't reach their eyes. Closed-off body language, e.g., crossed arms while speaking warmly. Subtle micro-expressions of annoyance or contempt that contradict their outward behavior. Overly effusive praise. Excessive flattery that feels forced or insincere, often masking hidden motives. Passive-aggressive communication. Kind words laced with subtle digs, such as, "You did such a good job on that project. I never thought you'd manage it on your own." Avoidance of depth. They steer conversations toward superficial topics, avoiding emotional or meaningful connection. They show little genuine interest in your well-being. Requests. After kind gestures. They offer help or gifts, but expect something in return, often without explicitly saying so. Backhanded compliments or gossip. They compliment you to your face, but speak negatively about you to others. How to detect false cordiality. Trust your instincts. Your intuition often detects insincerity before your conscious mind does. If something feels off in someone's behavior, pay attention. Observe patterns. Over time, genuine people are consistent in their behavior. False cordiality often involves fluctuations that align with the person's hidden motives. Listen to what's not being said. Subtle pauses, tone changes, or evasive answers can indicate insincerity. Pay attention to context. Consider the timing and circumstances of someone's friendliness. Are they overly kind after needing a favor, or during a situation where they stand to benefit? Look for authentic engagement. Genuine people show interest in your life, ask meaningful questions, and listen actively. False cordiality often feels surface level or self-serving. Stoicism and false cordiality. The Stoics valued discernment and self-control when dealing with others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This teaching reminds us to approach insincere people with calmness and composure, focusing on our responses rather than their behavior. It also encourages us to prioritize authenticity in our own actions, setting an example for others. Epictetus added, "When someone behaves badly toward you, remember that they are acting according to their own principles. Your job is to act according to yours." This reinforces the importance of not letting false cordiality affect your inner peace. Recognizing hidden agendas doesn't mean responding with hostility. It means maintaining your values while setting firm boundaries. How to respond to false cordiality. Maintain emotional detachment. Don't let flattery or insincerity cloud your judgment. Stay grounded and view the situation objectively. Set boundaries. Politely but firmly limit the person's access to your personal information or emotional energy. Example, "I appreciate your input, but I'll need more time to consider this." Ask clarifying questions. If someone's behavior feels inconsistent, gently probe to uncover their intentions. Example, "You mentioned this earlier. Can you clarify what you meant?" Redirect the interaction. Shift the conversation toward neutral topics to avoid deep engagement with insincere individuals. Limit future interactions. If someone repeatedly displays false cordiality, minimize your contact with them. False cordiality in action, a story of awareness. Consider Lena, who worked in a competitive office environment. A co-worker, Ria, frequently complimented her work, but followed it with subtle criticisms. "Your presentation was impressive, but I think it could have been even better if you'd used more data." Lena noticed that Ria's praise often came before asking for favors, like covering her shifts or helping with her workload. Over time, Lena observed Ria gossiping about colleagues she had previously praised. Recognizing this pattern, Lena decided to set boundaries. The next time Ria complimented her and asked for a favor, Lena responded, "Thanks for the kind words. Unfortunately, I'm unable to help this time." Lena's calm yet firm response protected her energy while maintaining professionalism. Reflection. Are you recognizing false cordiality? Take a moment to reflect. Have you encountered people whose actions didn't align with their words? What patterns or inconsistencies did you notice? How can you protect your energy while maintaining composure in such situations? Building awareness and resilience. Detecting false cordiality is a skill that requires practice and mindfulness. Here's how to strengthen it. Reflect regularly. After interactions, consider whether someone's words and actions felt genuine. Trust your gut. Don't dismiss your instincts if something feels off. Prioritize authenticity. Cultivate relationships with people who consistently align their words and actions. Stay grounded. Remember that false cordiality is a reflection of the other person's character, not yours. Conclusion: embracing the wisdom of boundaries and resilience. Life is filled with challenges, from navigating toxic relationships to facing internal struggles like negative self-talk. But within every difficulty lies an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By applying the principles of Stoicism, you can transform these challenges into stepping stones toward inner peace and self-mastery. From setting firm boundaries to cultivating emotional stability and seeking support when needed, each step you take builds a foundation of self-respect and empowerment. Detecting false cordiality and avoiding unnecessary arguments allow you to protect your energy and focus on what truly matters. Through a solution-oriented mindset and the control of your inner dialogue, you reclaim your power and shape your life with intention. Remember, the path to peace isn't about avoiding conflict or discomfort altogether. It's about choosing how to respond. It's about deciding where your energy goes, which battles are worth fighting, and who deserves a place in your life. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Carry this wisdom with you. Choose growth over stagnation, calm over chaos, and authenticity over pretense. Because in the end, it's not the obstacles you face, but how you rise above them that defines you.